It's coffee time. I spit on myself a little because I was so excited to start this video. Hi! It has been so noisy in my neighborhood, like, all day. Actually, I don't know what it was like earlier today because I was at Polaris doing stuff, but since I've come home, and I was really excited to play the Stanley Parable and be able to film that, and I haven't been able to yet because there's a guy with a leaf blower that's, like, making the rounds. Like, he doesn't just do one spot and then move on with his life. Like, he keeps coming back, and I don't know why. It is one of life's great mysteries for me right now. It's very, very strange. But, you know, it's fine. It was good because I did all my dishes, which needed to happen because I'm making the chuck roast tonight. I'm so excited about that. I'm so excited. Did I show you with hands how big this chuck roast is? I got a huge chuck roast. Like, my dad made it very clear, you know, make sure that you get one with good marbling in it. And I was like, okay, so I got the one that had, like, the most marbling because for the most part they just didn't. I was like, I want that one. And he was like, okay, that's a big one. And I was like, that's okay, I can just make it twice. So he was like, all right. Took it out. It's like this. It's so large. It's just, like, large. Such a giant piece of meat. And I was like, okay, I'm going to cut this in half and put half of it in the freezer. So that's what I've done. And the other half is going to be my dinner tonight, and I'm very, very excited about it. What I like to do, this is one of those meals, for the most part, when I eat food, I section it off. I'm one of those people, and my brother is too. He and I were actually talking about it while he was over here. I was going to say while I was home, but that's not true. While he was over here visiting me, I was talking about how people always point out that I keep all of the types of foods separate from each other. Like, I'll fiddle with my food. I'll, like, keep them in little sections. And I don't notice it unless somebody says something. It's an automatic thing. But with this meal, with chuck roast, mashed potatoes, corn, and gravy made from the chuck roast drippings, oh my god. I literally mix it all together. There's no, it doesn't get to exist as, like, separate things. It is one big meal that I just, like, shove all together. That's why when KFC was like, yo, you should try one of our KFC bowls, I was like, oh my gosh, I will. But it's not as good because A, it's KFC, and B, it's got chicken in it. Pfft. Chuck roast, oh, mwah. So good. So as an adult person by myself, what I'm going to do, instead of putting them all in separate areas on my plate and then mixing them all together, I'm going to take a big bowl. I'm going to have a layer of mashed potatoes, a layer of corn, meat on top, gravy everywhere. Mix, 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 mix. Oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be so good, and I can't wait. I'm going to die. I'm probably going to be in a worse food coma than when I had spaghetti last time I was home, which was really bad. My mom, like, gave me the recliner. She was like, here, just sit here and stretch out. I can tell you're probably going to vomit. I was like, I'm so happy I had so much spaghetti, but I feel so nauseous. Just, ugh. That's going to be me tonight, and I can't wait. It's going to be great. But I need to go and get more corn because I don't have that much leftover. I have plenty for, like, the one meal, but let's be honest. I'm making this and intending to have leftovers, so it's going to be great. It's going to be a great thing. I've actually made a list of, like, everything that I want to eat for the rest of the week. What am I turning into, guys? I'm turning into a thing. So I have chuck roast, one pan pasta, which is crazy. So it's like this recipe. It's not actually crazy. I'm going to explain it to you, and you're going to be like, that doesn't sound crazy at all, Dodger. But I'm glad you're happy about it. So it's this one-pan pasta recipe that I really want to try, where you take a pan, you put water in it, and then you put pasta, tomatoes, red pepper flakes, onions, and garlic, just all in the same pot all at once, and then you heat it up, and you boil it for 9 minutes, and then it turns into kind of a sauce. Like, you don't have to drain it. It just turns into a sauce. You mix it all up, and then you eat it, apparently. And I'm like, what? I need to try this. I have to try this. So I wrote that down, and then my cashew chicken. Because I haven't had cashew chicken in forever. I haven't used my crock pot since I moved here, which is silly because I should be. I'm working more. Crock pots are for people that are working all the time, right? You could just be like, shove everything in a pot, turn it on, leave. That's what I want. That's what I need to be doing. So I just like cooking, guys. When I get into the groove of cooking, I want to cook all the time. It's like all that I want to do because you wind up with delicious leftovers all the time and you're just like, yes, I'm so happy. So, yes. Also, since I keep being distracted by how bright this is, I'm trying to, oh, it's like my fingers aren't even there. Ah! So, what I want to do, because this can get so bright and I use the projector, I'm like trying to decide on a divider. Not a divider, that's not the right word. Something to go over that door frame, that just open door frame. I'm not going to do 90s style beads. That's not going to happen. I guess 90s style isn't accurate. Like 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Like it just developed into worse and worse beads, right? It went from adults sometimes have these to 12-year-old girls have these made out of plastic. I had one, I'll be honest, but yeah, just like something to go in front of here, not beads. I don't want beads. I don't think that I want like just drapes. I think that might be weird. I was thinking about, you know, the like pull down shades. I was thinking about just getting a really long one of those and just like mounting it to that top bit and then just, but I couldn't reach it, so that's also silly. I don't know what to put there. But it might also be good cats-wise sometimes to be able to section them off in here. But I don't know. Did I tell you I'm putting in a screen door? Can't remember. I contacted my landlady and I was like, yo, how do you feel about me putting in a screen door? And she was like, thank you so much for asking. I'm totally fine with you putting in a screen door. And I was like, yay! I love when the response is, I appreciate you asking that question. And the answer is yes. And I'm like, yes, 1 point. I won points for asking, even though it would have been fine if I just did it. So I'm gonna put in a screen door in the back because that way I can open this up and then I can open the door back there and then we can get like a draft. A draft can come through my apartment on days when it's really hot. And also when I'm cooking, I can have that door open while I cook and then I don't have to worry about the cats getting out and all that. So that'll be really nice because I don't have a fan in the kitchen. I have nothing in the kitchen to keep the fire alarm from going off if I were to burn something, which I never have. I've never made the fire alarm go off so far, but it's like a concern. So yeah, so I'd like to do the screen door and all that. There was an interesting convo that a lot of you responded to in really interesting ways too, about saving money and like what you want to spend your money on. And it's interesting because not too long ago when I bought these bookshelves, full disclosure because it matters, these bookshelves are $400 each, which is expensive for bookshelves. They're very tall, they're made of metal, and I'm buying 4 of them, and I've bought them. I bought 2 this time, and now I'm going to be buying them 1 at a time because they are expensive. But it turned into kind of an interesting conversation about like what is worth spending your money on and what you should feel is an irresponsible purchase, you know? And I don't know, it fascinated me because I've always been of the mindset that if I'm going to spend a lot of money, because I'm an introvert, because I love being alone and having like all this space to myself, it's so important for me to feel comfortable in my home and feel like everything works together and feel like I've gotten things that make sense to me and can help me organize and blah, 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 blah. So like once I've found something and I'm like, that would be perfect. If it's something that I can feasibly get, I will save up and get it. Like same thing with this coffee table. I was like, I love that coffee table. I will treat that coffee table like a princess for the rest of my life. Like it just like that was another kind of splurgy thing that I got. And I remember when I got these bookshelves, a friend of mine was like, those are really expensive. You shouldn't get those. And I was like, I'm going to though. Like, yeah, they're expensive, but I don't know. Like, after all is said and done, and I've put money into savings, like, what do you do with that money that's in savings? There's a mindset of, this is my emergency money, and that's perfectly fine. If you feel that you need, like a certain amount of emergency money, which I think everybody probably should have emergency money around, but, you know, obviously just don't spend that. But if you've put money in savings with the intention of, I'm going to spend this on myself, to make myself happy and to do something nice for me, I don't think there's such a problem with splurging. Like, I don't know. I've had friends who have fixated on like a figurine. They've been like, God, I want this so bad. And they've saved up money, and then once they've had enough, they're like, I'm going to buy that figurine. And everybody around them might say, you're crazy for spending however many hundreds of dollars on this one figurine. But they're like, I don't care, I want it. Like, it would make me feel so happy to have this. It's like, then buy it, man. Like, just get it. Like, you've paid all your bills. You've tackled your loans. You've tackled healthcare, whatever it is that you need in your life to be safe and comfortable. And so now, why not spend some money on yourself to do something fun? I don't know. So it was interesting talking about that with all of you today after answering that question on Tumblr. But I typically spend, I definitely spend the most money on things for my apartment because I want to feel comfortable and happy here. Like, I want to come home and just be like, oh, this place looks great. And I haven't quite hit that yet, but I feel like it's getting closer and closer and closer to that. Like, I'm very happy when I'm home, and that's the feeling that I want. And so now I'm tackling I will be even happier if everything's organized, which it's not. So now it's things like I would like more bookshelves. I would like, I would like different organizational tools around that make sense for what I'm doing and what I need. So I'm, look for certain things that you need. But hey, man, if you're like, gosh, I would really like to go on a trip to blank, and you think about it all the time, and you have the money to do it, but you're like, I should use that savings for something more responsible. I don't know. I think that it's great to travel. I think that it's great to get things that you love. I don't know. Maybe that's kind of a privileged way of thinking, but I don't think that it's a bad thing to spend money to make yourself happy in some way. So, yeah. Anywho, I was thinking about that a lot after reading all that and talking with you guys, but yeah. I'm going to go and get ready to cook dinner. Oh, I'm so excited. But I hope you guys had an amazing day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye. Mwah!